Imagine if leather was fused to our bodies.
Hey everybody, welcome to Dune It Right, the internet's foremost Dune fan cast. Here we're going to talk about the subtle religious commentary and also the not so subtle religious commentary inherent in Frank Herbert's masterpiece, God Emperor of Dune. John, how do you feel about the worm? God or not God?
Honestly, I think Dr. Doom is probably my favorite Marvel villain. He's up there for sure. I didn't love the way they handled him in any of the movies or comics or TV shows, but I think conceptually he's pretty great.
I know. John, I know you're trying to derail this bit, and I'm going to let you derail it because I really want to address that. But the idea of Dr. Doom is so much cooler than every iteration we've ever seen of Dr. Doom.
The concept of Dr. Doom is fantastic. The execution of Dr. Doom, not good even one time.
Which makes me wonder, like, what sort of crazy concept do you have to have that the concept is so good, but it's literally impossible to execute it in any good way at all? Like, how is it still a good idea then?
Yeah, how if we had like 48 good Bond villains and we can't get one good Dr. Doom?
Single Dr. Doom.
You know, you could tell me that Dr. Doom was the name of a Bond villain and I would believe you.
I would also believe that.
Like, you said that, and for a moment in my brain, I had to, like, hang on.
You'd be like, no, that's not right. Her name's Svetlana Doom. What a rip-roaring start.
Oh,
what
man.
a rip-roaring start. Dr. Doom is like someone described the Bond villain and then took a shot of Coke and then finished describing it. It was like, okay, so he's a ruler of a like functional European country. Oh, sweet. He is incredibly wealthy. Great. He has intricate plans and a technical genius to execute them. Sweet. And then he's just like,
horribly scarred.
And he's got a suit made of metal.
And he wears a green cape.
And he's
got magic. Do you think that's the problem? Actually, I've been thinking about this. Do you think that's the problem with Dr. Doom is that he has too much going on? I think that's what it is. Yeah, he's got too much going for him that we're like, they have to do something to make him just a fucking moron.
Every time.
Every single time he has to have something. Where if he was just like, if Dr. Doom, exactly as he is, showed up and was just had a lisp, it would be enough for me to be like, cool, this is the perfect villain.
And his name is always pronounced correctly because there's no S's in it, so he's totally good.
Yeah, but then he comes in and he's like, I'm here to kill you, Mr. Fantastic. Be perfect.
And then Mr. Fantastic is like, are you like a child in a 1950s roadshow musical?
Yeah, wait, that's what it is. Dr. Doom is 3 kids in a big metal suit.
They're like, Dr. Doom, do you have magic powers? Yes.
Yep.
Yes, we do.
Totally.
Guys, we're getting a little too far into a Despicable Me villain here.
they're like, first of all... No, it's perfect, because then they'd be like, why don't you ever take your mask off? And you just hear like a scuttling inside. Horribly scarred.
My face looks terrible.
I'm fucking disgusting. No one will ever love me.
Fucking disgusting. Hey, Dewey and Louie, let's put on a metal suit so we can say fuck.
So we can say fuck and we can go see R-rated movies.
And fight the Fantastic Four, I guess.
Yeah, no, they just fell into that one.
That was incidental.
Yeah.
Anyways, welcome to the Motion Picture Retribution Power Hour. That was maybe the funniest intro we've ever done for this
Easily.
show. I made you watch Stealth. You ended up loving it, I assume, because I kind of
so
like it
good.
too.
It was kind of good. I enjoyed it a lot, actually.
I mean, like, I think there's a caveat whenever we say that these are good, because they're obviously not. These, as a movie, like, is it at all good? No. But is it just a hell of a time? It sure is.
You know, as I was watching this movie, it totally makes sense that this was also directed by the guy who directed Triple X and all of the Fast and the Furious movies, because it makes perfect sense, because this movie I like in the same way that I like those movies.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. It's like major trashy, but I feel like this movie is so performative. It's so like, oh, hey, you know what worked in this other successful franchise? Let's do that. So I want to get right into the homework. I made you guys each make a little list of things that didn't work or annoyed you about Fast and Furious, Top Gun, or Terminator. So I'd love to hear just like what were things you wrote pre-watching this film?
Bad robot / AI voice.
Cool.
Solid call. Holy shit.
So many.
John?
Oh, let me get my list up. Hold on.
I also had written down naysayer, I told you so.
Oh, that's good.
That's pretty good too. Preston had this on lock.
Are we back and forth round robining?
Yeah,
no,
we can.
I'm just going to keep reading
I'm just
down
trying
my
to keep
list.
the pace up.
You want to? Yeah, just fire
plug
through your
USB
list.
device into computer to turn it off. Which happened wrong.
That didn't happen in this movie.
I know.
Because there's no USB port, because the AI is a sphere. He's a sphere covered in circles. He's like a biblically accurate angel is what he is.
Yeah, he is.
With a nice big round red HAL eye, of course. I should have written that down. As soon as they had that first establishing shot of it, I knew I should have written that one down.
Like, oh, it's going to turn red when he's evil, isn't he?
Somebody saying the line, "I didn't sign up for this shit."
I think it was in there somewhere.
Which, yeah, it was in there,
sure.
not quite the same, not with quite the same wording, but it was definitely in there.
There was you knew what you were doing when you signed up for this, and he's like, no, I didn't sign up for this.
Yeah, exactly. And then staring blankly at screen in shock.
Okay, there you go.
Solid. I had rampant sexism. Feel like I crushed that one.
Yeah, just
I had spray of bullets hitting
there.
Nothing. I had weirdly specific loophole in bad guy's plan, which kind of not really in this one, which is nice.
Kind of in the arc of every single possible antagonist in this movie goes nowhere near how you think it's gonna go.
It's completely different from what you expect.
It's like they roll the die every 15 minutes to determine each character's actions.
Decide to be a different guy. I had stupid one-liners, sure. Plans that shouldn't work but do, 100%. Shaky cam, and and the military's worst possible guy. And I think we got a couple of him.
Yeah. So Stealth, I don't know if I think we've just briefly even said the name of the movie. It's a 2005 action movie. It is basically a just smashing together of Fast and Furious, Top Gun, and a little bit of Terminator / just kind of any evil AI idea.
You're missing the most important one.
Which is?
Short Circuit.
I've never seen Short Circuit.
Oh, Lincoln, you have to see Short Circuit.
It's also kind of the Iron Giant.
It is kind of Iron Giant-y, yeah. But if the Iron Giant,
except
viciously murdered a whole heap ton of people.
Yeah, and then was like, maybe this is a bad idea.
Maybe I shouldn't have done this.
Maybe I shouldn't have dumped nuclear waste on all the people. This is like if Terminators 1 and 2 were kind of hastily edited together with nothing in between seeing good Terminator and evil Terminator. It was just you had no indication which Terminator you were looking at any given time.
I wish that was true, but that implies that there's some sort of giant liquid metal plane that fights the plane that we know now, and that did not happen. They saved that one for the sequel.
Stealth 2, still stealthy. Well, actually, the sequel to Stealth was so stealthy that it didn't even release.
Yeah, we didn't even see it.
We didn't even see it. That's
know
how
they were
okay.
acting in it.
Yeah.
The sequel is Baby Driver. Sorry.
Yeah, Jessica Biel's hiding just around the corner in every single frame of Baby Driver.
Is there any way that the tagline for this movie is "You didn't see this one coming"? Because I feel like it has to be.
It's a 2005
Do you want me to go
movie.
get the DVD to see?
Oh.
Oh, no. John's gone. He's gone. What happened?
Oh, it kicked me out.
He's
Sorry,
so stealthy.
Oh,
that's how stealthy
man.
John is. He could just disappear from the call.
I'm back, boys.
So anyways, stealth is bad. It lost Sony Pictures like $100 million or something like that.
Makes sense. That checks out. Yeah, like, is this a movie that I would, if it came out today, I would be like, that was terrible. I'll never see that again. But something about the fact that it has already come out and I can rent it for $3.99, it's just such a, it's so good. Just a full meal.
Rip-roaring good time, as they say.
I want to hear from both of you.
I was going to say it's ripping and roaring.
Oh, so sorry.
It's okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for your contribution. I want to hear from both of you. What made you like it? Like, why do you like it now and you didn't? Why do you like it? There's my question.
2000 stank.
It's
yes,
stanky.
I know that.
This is a stanky boy.
There's some fisheye lenses. There's some,
oh man.
There's some waist level shots at the club. There's exotic foreign music that plays wherever they're not in America.
That's true. Yeah, the music in this one was pretty just soul crushing.
It was very like AI hadn't been invented yet in this movie. Very clearly based on how it's portrayed. We know that AI does not exist yet. But
yeah.
It really feels like they were like, make me an exotic Eastern sounding track for this 5-minute Thailand sequence that comes up in the middle of nowhere and then the movie just resumes as normal, as if it never happened.
Yeah.
And goes nowhere and nothing matters.
And then they're like, oh, well, we're attacking a target in the Middle East. Give me some Middle Eastern music. Put some sitar in there. Put some wailing voices singing in harmonic minor keys.
I mean, Lincoln, to answer your question about what made me like this, there's a lot of things, but I went on an emotional journey, a personal journey, I think, and that's what makes me really like this movie, is that I learned to trust both myself and old Bobby Cohen. I think I learned.
Oh yeah.
Because I had a moment where I thought to myself, is Rob Cohen my favorite director? Is there a chance? Is there any way? Because I enjoyed this movie so much in the moment. Like, I'm fully aware of its flaws, but just the weird, slick CGI that doesn't look bad, surprisingly, most of the time. And then
it just looks kind of mushy.
Paired with what I can only assume was a Google Maps that they printed out and just shot over that some of the time. Like, the way that
terrible. I'm glad you guys also noticed that.
Yeah, like, the plane models, rock solid. They were great. They looked so good. And then the map, the terrain looks so fucking horrifically bad.
I think just the moment that turned for me was the steampunk airship that controlled all the fuel.
Fully fair.
That was what also sold me on this movie. Because I saw this. And it was like up until that point, it's like, oh, this is like this is a movie that is absolutely ridiculous, too far in the future, like, whatever. And then you see that, and it's like, oh, this is actually like kind of a fun movie where they, like, I don't know, I feel like that just like sets the tone so much, and it's actually a pretty cool sequence. And like it looks pretty good.
That onward is the most fun part of the movie.
Oh, it's so good.
Definitely.
I will say, and I don't want to be this guy. I hate to be this guy. But that big plane, that plane did a sexual assault.
Yeah, you definitely, that imagery is clear. And
it's
kind
why
of disturbing.
Did we do it that way? Like, I hate that that's the way they chose to, because I had to, like, think about, am I reading into this too much? Like, am I being an idiot about this?
I thought the exact same thing. No,
okay.
You're not. Yeah, a plane sexually assaulted a blimp in this movie.
Which is, like, kind of, I know this is terrible. I'm fully aware of that. kind of makes me like the movie more, because how is that possible?
Yeah, it's very that scene, it like there's this weird creeping dread. Basically, I think we should give maybe even a little bit of context. The rogue AI plane has decided to attack a bunch of innocent civilians, and it needs to get fuel first. And so it flies up to this mid-air refueling blimp, which is not established even a little bit because they're operating out of an aircraft carrier. The fact that this movie has enough CGI budget that they could have set the whole movie on a giant airship would have, that would have been awesome. But anyways,
it's fine.
So the evil AI plane needs to refuel, and so it puts its like little probe to catch the fuel, which also it's the other way around, because the thing giving the fuel should be the Preston's shaking his head.
That's accurately that's like how planes refuel midair.
Planes refuel by way of penis?
Yes, John, they do.
That's amazing.
No, but isn't it the other way? Isn't the plane has a thing that flares out and really?
Nope.
Wow.
Okay. Well, take your word for it, I guess.
Holy shit.
Anyways, the evil AI plane sticks its cool probe thing out, and it asks for fuel,
dick.
and it's radical metal dick, and it's like pokes it at the fuel dispenser hole, and then a female voice comes on and goes, "Access denied."
That's the thing that got me. Is it could have been any voice.
It just keeps slamming into that, and you're like, ugh. Like you feel this kind of gross, a little bit of almost horror, just this like this feeling that this mindless, emotionless machine is going to destroy this other machine, but you kind of, I don't know, and then it just shoots the hose and then connects it itself and then extracts the fuel.
Yeah. It's a gross scene. However, it does lead us to Skyjaws later on, and for that reason alone, I am so okay with it.
Skyjaws.
There is a shot of a cloud, the big gas cloud, and a wing that is Jaws. It is a fin of a shark. That is a Jaws shot for sure.
And then, just like in Jaws, all of the ocean explodes into a beautiful wall of flame.
In a big ring of fire you can see from space.
That
they made sure we knew.
Like, this is the hugest release of energy Earth has ever witnessed. This is like a cataclysmic release of methane and energy right here. And it's just like a asterisk in this movie.
I respect so much the decision to put a space shot in this Earth-based movie.
In that scene. It feels like a parody almost. It's a parody of itself.
That's a great way to put it.
So maybe that's why we like it. Maybe that the movie made itself a parody before we had to put in the mental effort to turn it into a parody.
Except we've done movies that do that, and I think the key is that this movie has no fucking clue it's doing that.
That's true.
This movie is so clear. It's so horny for itself, and it does not know that it shouldn't be.
Yeah, you could tell the whole time Rob Cohen's watching. It's like, this fucking rocks. This kicks ass. This is so cool. This movie's gonna make so much money. $50 million, please, Sony. We gotta polish up those CGI planes.
Yeah, he's like, this is my next magnum opus. Like, I already made it with XXX and Fast and Furious. This is my next one.
This is my third magnum opus.
He's just jerking it, watching the B-roll, and he's like, I'm unstoppable.
Okay, another part of this movie that I kind of love is the fast motion like zip throughs of the plane's interior, where it's like, I'm gonna fire a weapon, and then the most disorienting 4 seconds of cinema happen, and then the weapon fires. Like, there's no context for us understanding how this. It's not like there's movies that do this kind of thing and they actually take effort to show. Yeah, Fast and Furious. And we all kind of have this vague idea of how car engines work. And so they can like go through the pistons and then go through the exhaust pipe. Like, but this movie, it's just like wires, and then it's like a spinny thing, and then it's like missile. You're like, I trust that the process works, I guess.
Oh, you're not wrong. And I love, another thing, the way that they move I don't even want to say camera, because there's no way any of that was shot at all. But the way that they like move with
Jiggle
the
cursor.
the way they type them keys. And but following the missile, there's something about the way that they shoot all the air stuff that to me, I was so prepared for this because I saw obviously that it's like an airplane Air Force kind of movie, and I was so prepared for just dog shit airplane bits and then character interaction that when the like dog fights and the flying and the shooting things, when it's shot interestingly and in a fun, creative way, I think I was just so thrown off kilter that I was like, is this the best movie I've ever watched? This might be perfect.
I think the flight scenes are shot with so much style, though, that they, like, decontextualize.
Oh,
like,
for sure, yeah.
They're so focused on looking cool that you're like, what movie is this from? And it's like, doesn't even matter. It could be any movie.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't
matter. It just
matter.
looks cool. And the camera is shaky. And we're just really, really into it.
It sure is. And then they land the planes, and the movie grinds to a fucking halt every time.
Yeah. And we just kind of mill around for 20 minutes until they take off again.
There's a cut of this movie that's all of 45 minutes where they get in the planes testing the AI, and then the whole thing kicks off immediately, and they never get out. And it's 45 minutes, and it's a fucking masterpiece. And we will never get to see it.
A significantly better film.
Honestly, that could be like a fully self-contained film. Like,
yeah, you could just cut out everything in between.
You could cut everything else out.
Yeah. You really could.
You get the one character, the one pilot crashing and burning, which then turns the AI into an enemy. And then you've got that whole sequence.
Actually, you're so right. And even like the North Korea part was nothing.
Yeah, that doesn't really...
Nothing in North Korea means anything.
Yeah, that's true.
No, just literally skip all of that and skip straight to him rescuing her at the end. Be like, she's stuck.
You could never leave the planes because we don't need to know how she got to that bit. Like, of North Korea. I don't care how she got to that part of North Korea. It wasn't an interesting part of the movie. For all we know, she landed in that part of North Korea. So just have her crash the whole crash sequence, which, by the way, pretty stellar, solid work, very tense. Have that crash sequence.
Yeah, when she keeps narrating it on the voiceover.
Oh, man.
And it cuts back to all the people who can do nothing about it. I was like, guys, look, stakes.
So just have her crash there and then show up later at the end. I mean, there's no reason not to.
This is true. And then we could get a really cool sequence of, I'm just going to call him Hangman just to make things easier. You get a really cool sequence of Hangman's jet getting hit, him ejecting out of the jet, doing a midair, like, flying transfer into the AI jet, and then going to save Jessica Alba's character.
Holy shit. Holy fuck. That's so good, Preston.
They're on autopilot. The movie's called Autopilot.
That's so good.
There we go.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like a Rob Cohen.
And it would be the coolest 45 minutes of film ever.
It would be incredible. Of your whole life. I'd watch it 4 times in theaters. And
that would be the theatrical release. Is just 4 times.
You can watch that all in one day. And tickets are $130. Guys, fun fact about the movie Stealth: the captain guy who turns out evil, or kind of he becomes evil, is not Gene Hackman, and it's also not Bill Paxton. So there you go.
That is a fun fact. I actually genuinely for a bit thought it was Bill Paxton.
And then his mouth opens and it's like terrible. You're like, oh,
it's just not quite right. Yeah, there's something wrong with him. I noticed a thing about Rob Cohen's movies that I want to test, or I want to run this by you guys if you don't mind. I think the enjoyment of the film is intrinsically linked to how horny the movie is, because this is probably his horniest movie, and I would argue his most entertaining.
Is it horny though?
It depicts fucking horny, Lincoln. It's so horny.
Lincoln, they get out of the jets, and then it's nothing but horniness.
every time.
Yeah, it's not horny in the planes because that's when everyone's coming in his mind. They're all jizzing around when they're in the planes.
John, why do you have to give me these mental images? Why do I have to live with that burden now?
Because I have to live with it. Because Rob put it in my head. Old Bobby Buns put it in my head.
It's like I'm just walking down the street and this stranger just like has two like 25-pound iron weights and they just hand them to me and they go, "These are yours now." It's like,
and
what
you
am I supposed to do
let
with
them
this?
go.
If you let it go, you will die. What am I supposed to do with this weight? My arms are tired, John.
Yeah, but here's what's
tired
up.
from the weight
so
of your.
So are mine. With the thing
imagination.
You're forgetting. It's like if somebody handed you those weights and then just immediately picked up more weights for themselves, okay?
Here's a 25-pounders. I'm about to pick up some 50-pounders. I'm about to watch Blade again.
Misery requires company.
It's a one in sort of situation.
Yeah, it's a first in, second in. What a movie. Think Jamie Foxx is bad in this, right? Like, not him, but his character.
So bad. He portrays like the archetypal 2000s like black sidekick very well, but also it was a terrible
yes,
image.
He does.
Like, we should not. I'm so glad we are past. For the most part, we are past that image in pop culture. Like,
you mean the normal man spinning a basketball while he reads?
Yes, and pretending to be famous and like only listening to rap and being kind of misogynistic. Like, I'm like, you watch that movie and you go, yeah, we have made progress. It actually is a better landscape than it used to be.
Things are looking up. One thing I will say about that scene, though, where they're all reading, I liked up until the point where he went fucking balls out crazy on just black stereotypes. I liked the concept of the scene where they each are given the same task, which is just read this document, read the file. And you get just like a little peek into their character because they're all listening to different music. I think that's creative.
Because Ben, the main guy, who would be Glenn Powell in the inevitable remake of this movie.
I hope
Ben Powell.
He listens to How to Save a Life by The Cure.
Yep.
Kara Ways, something like, I don't remember what her last name is.
Who is still Jessica Biel in the reboot.
Who will still be Jessica Biel, yes. The way she studies is in a sexy way because she's a woman.
Yeah, good.
And then Henry Purcell, famous Baroque English composer. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Henry Purcell, played by Jamie Foxx in the movie Stealth. Reads it in a black way because he's black.
And that person is you.
Yes, it was. His name is Henry Purcell. That's like a famous famous man.
Wow. Yeah, Preston, did you know who the fuck that was? I don't.
Yeah, nope. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I guarantee you have heard a Henry Purcell piece.
I've heard a lot of stuff, Lincoln. It doesn't...
Because his music is in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. The operatic piece that plays when Rocket is witnessing those animals get killed, that's Henry Purcell.
I wasn't real focused on the operatic music behind that sequence.
Anyways, for not noticing how operatic the music was.
Sorry, I should have looked into who that was. You're right. I'm stupid.
When I hear operatic music, I just immediately stop paying attention, just close my eyes, and just try to listen to the masterfulness of the operatic. You just go straight to Google.
You go.
Why are Preston? You say this. That is my life. I'm handing you some of my burden right now.
Anytime.
I have no choice.
Anytime opera comes on, I gotta Shazam that baby. I got to know who made that.
I saw his name tag in this movie. I saw Jamie Foxx's character's name tag, and it says Henry Purcell, and it's like they cannot have not known that this was a famous person.
They wicked can have not known. 100% they can have not known. There's like 8 jokes in the last season of Brooklyn Nine-Nine that I watched that are exactly this, where someone knows some random composer and everybody else doesn't.
Oh, man. Anyways, this movie's kind of sexist and kind of racist, but The planes
otherwise,
are awesome.
though, pretty cool.
Pretty great planes.
Pretty great coming from three white guys.
Aside from the extreme problematic nature of the film, it's great.
Aside from the fundamental flaws in the very groundwork of this movie. I think Ben, whoever plays Ben, and Jessica Biel have some chemistry every once in a while.
Occasionally they do. One time he pushes past her bra, which is a little weird.
And, yeah, that part's weird. He could have just like moved his face as he walked by the clothesline. That was like...
Could have.
We stopped for a moment. There's that one really strange moment where they're all running to get on their planes on the carrier for the first time, and he runs past her and she kind of bites at him.
Oh yeah, that was weird.
And you're like,
do you remember the bit where Jamie Foxx has like a girlfriend and she walks away and he does that weird little thing at her? I think about that sometimes.
Yeah, I do remember that. I don't know what it means.
I don't know. I think it's going to stay in my brain though for quite a while.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx going, Do you think there's that scene when he's walking in the cornfield with his Taiwanese girlfriend who's definitely not a paid escort?
Super not.
And he's wearing those sunglasses. And do you think the people that made the movie Ray saw Jamie Foxx wearing sunglasses and were like,
that's our man.
We found him.
That's our guy.
We haven't even kind of addressed the plot of this movie. Maybe we should do a quick little refresher.
I mean, yeah, it couldn't hurt.
So there's the three pilots, and they're really good pilots. They're Top Guns, as it might be said. You could say.
One might presume.
And they Top Gun in cool, stealthy planes, and then they're sent to an aircraft carrier to fly with a new plane, and it's a robot plane named Eddie.
Yeah.
And Eddie loves 2000s pop punk, and Eddie
killing innocent people.
Killing innocent people after. Okay, wait. On all the things that you predicted, could you have possibly predicted Eddie getting struck by lightning and turning him evil?
Never in a billion years.
Nope.
Like that.
Eddie gaining sentience was not something I was predicting.
Eddie gaining sentience, getting struck by lightning, gaining sentience, listening to pop punk, deciding I need to kill innocent civilians, which is really crazy because the pop punk that was made in the early 2000s had a lot to say about killing innocent civilians, and it was mostly against. It was mostly like, don't kill innocent civilians.
Pretty not pro killing innocent civilians.
Like a lot of that was the American Idiot era right here. And that whole album's pretty anti-killing innocent civilians. But anyways, then he gains sentience, kills innocent civilians, then kind of has a character arc and feels bad for his actions and redeems himself, kind of.
Hold on. You're blowing through something here because you're pretending like that's not the craziest shit you've ever heard. This movie just throws at us that this robot is A, sentient, and B, has feelings now. And we're supposed to just be like, oh, cool. It is what it is. Like, what are you going to do? That's a robot, though.
He has feelings. He feels bad for what he did when he dumped that nuclear waste all over those civilians.
This isn't fucking Pinocchio. Like, I'm not ready to be on board with that kind of a plot, okay? You need to give me a little bit of warning if I need to prepare myself for the idea that this robot is going to be alive and feel bad about the big old murder it did.
Speaking of the robot getting sentience, I think my favorite quote is when they call the inventor of the AI Sir
please.
William Orbit or whatever.
Thank you. Yeah, it was Derek
Dr.
Orbit or something
Orbit.
like that. I need to know his
Derek
actual
Orbit.
name. Dr. Reginald Orbit.
Dr. Doom, one might say.
Dr. Borbit Orbit.
Dr. Porpit Orbit Pimple Popper.
Anyways, I love what Dr. Orbit says, once this machine starts learning, it's uninterrupted. And he goes, learn this, but don't learn that.
Oh, it's so good.
They literally tell humans to do that all the time.
That's classic Dr. Umlaut. I love it.
Learn this, but don't learn that. It's just, he just gives the most unhinged line reading of that one section. Every other moment, he's so calm.
Up to that, he's just like a guy that I wasn't sure was an actor. And then he puts that on and I'm like, nah, he's trying. He's trying to be.
He's an actor.
He's in Stealth and he's going to make it big.
Second favorite quote
he's going to make it as big as Stealth.
As big as Stealth. My second favorite quote is when Eddie goes, "If it is not real, then why did they implant it in my brain?" And that's how I feel about this movie. Why did they implant this in my brain? Can I be set free from this?
Every time I looked up this movie to find out, make sure I was getting the right one, I saw a little article that I wanted to share with you guys, just a title of it, which is mostly a quote from the director of the new Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
There's a quote before that movie came out, like as they were starting to announce that was happening. His quote was, "Top Gun Maverick is going to be just like Stealth." I think that's so good.
Wait, really?
So he likes it as much as we do.
Yeah.
Who's the director? What's the director's name?
I can't remember.
That is so good.
But I love that so much, that the idea that somebody would be like, "Oh, my movie, it's going to be just like XXX. It's going to be one for one, like crank high voltage."
Oh boy, that is so good. It'll be just like Stealth. I want to be the kind of filmmaker that says it'll be just like Stealth and then makes like a movie that is singularly better than it in almost every conceivable way.
Yeah, maybe that's what he was trying to do. He's like, it's going to be just like Jurassic Park 3, and then he decided to make Jurassic Park 1.
Yeah.
You know what I was looking for? I've been looking around, and I think we got to find it. I think we got to find something for me.
Yeah, I think I saw it like kind of flit by in the corner of my eye. So
did you?
I think it's how we dedicate some resources now to finding it.
I think so. I see it in my dreams, and they're not the good kind of dream. They're the scary kind. So,
Preston, have you been blessed with the site?
have you found it?
Using my context clues, I do believe I know what we are looking for here.
Oh, okay.
Preston's a reading comprehension quiz right now. Using context clues, what are Jonathan, the first speaker, and Lincoln, the second speaker, talking about?
Preston, if you want to, what are we trying to find? What are we looking for here?
I do believe we are looking for our funny.
Find your funny! Woo!
Find your funny! That's such a high energy intro, considering none of us have prepared to find your funny.
Nobody prepped anything. Well, we found it. So, Stealth, I was thinking about it, and we do need to find it, though, right? Like we do. We can't just
we do need to find
can't just call that.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. No, I know what we do. I have an idea.
Okay, go.
We're each gonna bring one small game or thing. We're each gonna bring, because one of us has not brought a Find Your Funny for today, but three of us can bring a third of a Find Your Funny. I feel like we could find that.
So I think all three of us combined could bring 1/3 of a Find Your Funny. I think each of us try to handle a single ninth, and I think we could add up to a third.
That works for me. I have come up with a game literally just now, that I call Only I Spy, because we're doing a video call and you're not in the room with me.
Okay, great.
I spy with my little eye something green. What is it?
Is it a plant?
No, idiot. Is it my stupid hat? Dumbass bitch? No, you fucking moron. I can't even see your video.
Is this also like 20 questions? Is it an animal?
Incorrect, shithead.
Is it a vegetable?
No. Suck my ass.
Ah, so it's a mineral.
No, you're an idiot.
Is it a pea? Is it a little pea?
It's not a pea.
Is it a piece of visual art?
Is it?
It's getting there. We're closer, Preston.
Is it the Spotify emblem on your computer?
It's not the Spotify emblem on my computer. You jagweed. No.
Is it bigger than a bread box?
It's smaller than a bread box, you huge dildo.
Is it sitting on your desk?
It is sitting on my desk.
Is it a figurine of some kind?
No. You're thinking way too finished product.
Is it a piece of paper?
No. That's much fucking closer, though.
Is it a marker? A green marker?
No, but you're so close, everybody.
Is it a green pencil?
No.
Is it cylindrical?
It's... It's kind of cylindrical.
Is it plastic?
It's... Some of it is.
Is it Lego?
No. Further. You're straying further from God.
Oh, no. Back to marker. Is it... I have no... I just have no context for...
Is it a pen?
What's like?
Give us another hint.
Is it an art supply of some kind?
Yes, it's an art supply. Okay, we're headed there.
Is it green tape?
Art supply.
No. You're so close, though.
Is it green stickers?
No.
Is it a green sketchbook?
It's not. No.
Is it?
You guys were closer with pen and marker, but it's not any of those kinds of things. But it's in that world. It's on that side of the art. It's not. It's not what you would put it on. It's what you put on it.
Is it ink? Is it paint?
It's not. It's paint. It's green paint.
It's paint.
Look. Wow, my 1/3 of a 1/3 was pretty good.
It's pretty good. Pretty good for a 9th.
Lincoln, I would so buy a shirt that says pretty good for a 9th. Oh man, this is so good, you guys. The weight is all off my shoulders.
I know.
Feels so
Here's the thing. I feel like we
now.
kind of found our funny, and I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to lose it.
Did I find our whole funny?
I think you found our whole funny. I guess.
Wow, I am a hero, and you are both cowards. This is fantastic.
I think. Okay,
I
wait.
had some notes. I can find them. I'll save you from yourself.
From my stealth.
I'll save you from your stealth. Save me from my stealth.
That's the episode title.
I'm saving my stealth for marriage.
there you go.
Be my stealth and
what
I.
did I have?
I think
Be my stealth and I is so good.
what? What'd you say, Preston?
Me, my stealth, and I.
Me, myself, and I. Okay, we found it again. Thank you, Preston.
Oh, there it is. Oh man, that's both our funny and the episode title. Holy shit.
You know what else this movie is missing? A great opportunity. The fact that they named the plane Eddie, and we don't get a really funny, Eddie Brock Venom, buddy, back and forth when
that would
Hangman
be so
gets
good.
in
You're
the
right.
AI plane.
Yeah, there's no connection between the two, and that plane's supposed to have feelings now.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't. It's now they're working together because they just take orders from each other now.
And they could have even done.
It should just.
They could have even done the whole Venom bit where Venom explodes and might be dead, and we have no idea, and then he just sort of starts talking again. We could have had that.
Oh yeah, he shows up. Somebody hands him a flash drive, and it's got Eddie on it.
And it says Eddie will return.
in Avengers Secret Wars.
He will, though. You know it. He's either going to be Deadpool and Wolverine or Avengers Secret Wars.
Oh man.
Sony Pictures is licensing Eddie to Marvel for limited use.
I've got 3 notes that are pretty small, and then we've covered everything I have. One, at the very beginning when they're doing their test run, there's a reaction shot of a mannequin that's about to explode, and it's extremely funny. It's quite good. There's a line... Oh yeah, there's a line where the guy comes in and he goes, "It is a bag of chips, all right." And I thought that was interesting. And I did have one question that seems pertinent in this moment. Was was this movie sponsored by Granny Smith apples? Because god damn, there were a lot of Granny Smith apples in this movie.
A lot of Granny Smith apples. There's a whole lot of the same shot too of like a real like a real aggressive Granny Smith
like
apple
a good
bite.
chomp.
Yeah,
a nice chomp down on a Granny Smith.
Yeah.
Also, what kind of monster just chomps right down on a Granny Smith apple? That shit's for pies. Like that's not just to eat right off the vine.
It's for pies and caramel. It's for nothing else.
One note that I have is that the font of Stealth is literally Spider-Man font.
It is Spider-Man font. I thought that too.
And they just did nothing to it. The other thing I need to just air out is I think I love Jessica Biel like in a very like personal sort of way.
Lincoln, I can't have you emotionally connecting to another woman from a screen. I can't do it. This can't be a running thing for you on this podcast.
I think I just fall in love with every woman who's even portrayed slightly sympathetically in any story. First it was Dakota Johnson, and now it's Jessica Biel. But it always was, because she's also in Blade 3.
Yeah.
Anyways, so it's my burden to bear. I'll keep it to myself.
And now it's ours a little bit. The plane sacrifices itself. Is that anything? Anybody got thoughts on that?
I think they really shot themselves in the foot by not giving Eddie a human-sounding voice or any way to express emotions at all. Because planes are not very emotive. Like, there's a reason that the Cars spin-off movie Planes, one, kind of failed at the box office, and two, had to add eyes and mouths and faces to the planes. Is that planes are not especially expressive characters.
Yeah, all they would have had to do is have the plane just say, "You never leave your wingman," right before he crashed, and it would have been way better, more meaningful.
Preston,
because they totally set it up too, because he says that line and then they cut to the eyeball and it makes like the noise, like, oh, Eddie's learning, and then it never comes back up. A damn shame.
And then there should have been a post-credit scene where Eddie visits Henry Purcell in heaven. And he's like, "Congratulations, I got a soul. God gave me a soul once I had feelings.
Also, sorry about that time I killed you to death.
Also, how are you in heaven? We're both terrible people."
Also, yeah, wait
a second. And then they realize it's hell. Good Place, season 5.
And also some of the other seasons.
And also every other season of Good Place. I actually don't remember how many seasons there are of that show. I just picked 5 because it felt like it was after the show was over.
Oh, there is though. Like when the plane, is there a chance? Actually, I've had 2 thoughts, and I'm going to share them both with you. First of all, is there a chance?
Thank you for warning us.
That Eddie was so crushed because he got feelings. Was he so crushed by his own guilt that he was just looking for an out, and this helicopter happened to present itself? Like, is there a chance that he didn't sacrifice himself so much as choose to end himself because he was sad about his horrible deeds? That feels right to me.
Sure. Like, there's literally no evidence in the text that could prove you wrong.
Thank you, Lincoln. But my the real note that I had is I like that when he does sacrifice himself, there's this long, slow-mo, drawn-out shot with, like, choir music behind it, and it's so clear that Rob, and only Rob, is weeping, and everybody else is just like, that was metal, bye metal, there's always more metal.
Yeah, it's really... I am someone who I'd say is particularly vulnerable to robots dying in movies. Like, Terminator 2 got me. Iron Giant got me. Optimus Prime in the 1984 Transformers movie got me. This one, couldn't say I felt too emotionally attached to this plane.
Yeah, Ultron also got you. Every time any of his little bots died, you felt sad.
Any single one, I shed a tear.
That's a fucking tragedy for Lincoln.
It's a little bit of you rooting for Ultron in that movie because, unironically, not joking, I kind of, in Age of Ultron, I'm like, it'd be kind of cool if he won.
I mean, I'd like to see if his plan works. I think about that sometimes because it's just drop a big thing on the Earth from not that high up. So I'm like...
It seems like it would work.
I don't think it would. I think you'd have to get a lot higher and a lot more velocity going.
Well, he was planning on going a lot higher.
I don't think he was planning on going that much higher, though.
Well, they like flip the thrusters around and go even faster back down.
I mean, I'm not saying it won't cause damage. I'm just saying, like, reset the Earth? I don't think so. I don't think.
Anyway, stealth. Jessica Biel's great. Forget anything I said. Ben has a Leica film camera in the movie and takes a picture at the waterfall. Leicas are really expensive cameras. Oh, there's a shot where it's like the ocean and it turns into the floor. And I was like, that was cool.
I don't remember that. I bet that was neat.
There's like a transition moment.
There's a bit where the planes fly over and we go upside down. That was pretty fun.
That was kind of cool. We're running out of things to do or say in this.
It's getting pretty rough. Preston, do you have any more thoughts on stealth?
Give us the kick. Equivalent punishment.
Sorry, I said that thing about Schindler's List. Do you have anything about stealth?
Sorry, I tried to read Dune. Okay, equivalent punishment. Let's go.
Preston.
This movie is the cinematic equivalent to reheated chicken. Let's go. Next one.
Quesalupa. Next one. Crunch Wrap Supreme. I'm in Taco Bell world now.
Oh man, I would kill for a Crunch Wrap Supreme right now.
Oh, wouldn't we all?
This movie is the cinematic equivalent of when your like cold drink is like fully watered down, but it's still cold and okay. But like there's no more ice in there. That was bad. I don't know. I didn't think that one through.
We picked up on there being not ice, I promise.
Yeah, we did too. I did too. We're good.
This movie is the cinematic equivalent of eating like 18 jumbo pixie sticks and then going to a funeral.
Because it does end with a funeral.
Yeah, that was one thing. Before they zoomed in far enough, I thought that was a funeral for the plane, and I was so excited. Me too.
I thought it was a funeral for the plane, and I kind of forgot that Henry Purcell even died.
I did too. And I was so excited that they were doing a plane funeral.
And he served his country well. Yeah, there's the after credit scene where they carve Eddie's name into that like Vietnam War wall.
Yeah, but like in the cover of night, like they're not supposed to do it.
Yeah, Ben's doing it himself. Unauthorized carving of the names. This is the equivalent punishment to filling a shower with glitter and then taking a shower in it.
Sounds fun. Sounds nice.
Kind of fun and also miserable.
Yeah, it's fun, but you'll regret it for the rest of the day.
And your eyes will never be the same.
This movie is the cinematic equivalent of eating a lukewarm corn dog out of the microwave.
It sounds actually kind of sweet.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
I think I'm hungry too.
This is the cinematic equivalent to listening to music in a 2002 Toyota Camry where the aux cord is half broken, so it's really like kind of crunchy and distorted the whole time.
This is the cinematic equivalent of watching like a movie that Michael Bay produced but didn't actually direct.
That's way too accurate.
He might have produced it. I'd believe it.
He might have, actually.
This is cinematic equivalent to if you were at a party and a James Bond movie was playing, but you kind of just took passing glances at it and then used your mind to fill in the rest. And also you've never seen a James Bond movie before. Okay, that's it. That's all we have. That's all that.
I think that's all
that's in the tank.
We also don't have to do the title segment, which is unfortunate because Me, My Stealth, and I will never, ever, 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 ever be beat.
Be topped. It's perfect. And you got to capitalize the word stealth.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For sure.
It's Preston's turn,
That is my turn.
Yay. Yeah, Preston, this is your don't make us watch Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon challenge.
Well, the director's cuts haven't come out yet, so don't worry.
Thank fuck.
But I think in another, 6 weeks by the time it gets to my turn, they will be out. So just strap in for that, boys and girls.
At this rate, in another 6 weeks, I might be dead, so I'm okay with that.
That will be the day that the
that one got him. I feel
ends,
so good.
Is when the
one of us dies. I sure
out.
fucking hope we end this podcast if one of us dies.
No, I don't think so. I think we have to nominate somebody to pick up the mantle for us. It's in my will already.
Oh, great.
It is my turn to pick a movie.
It'll never be the same, but you have to do it because it was my dying wish.
Anyways, go ahead, Preston.
Sorry.
The next movie that we will be watching is Roadhouse. Specifically,
fuck yes, Preston.
Patrick
Which one?
Swayze version, the old one.
Fuck yeah, Preston. I love you.
John, is this time two for number you as well?
Oh my god, yeah, for sure. Also, I'm so excited because spoilers, I was definitely gonna make you watch Roadhouse.
So that is the movie.
Great. Let's watch Roadhouse.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
To be very clear, the Patrick Swayze one.
Okay.
And your homework.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch.
Because I actually.
Yeah, I heard the Jake Gyllenhaal one, right?
No. Patrick
Jake
Swayze.
Gyllenhaal one is what you said.
Patrick Swayze.
Yeah. Okay. Jake Gyllenhaal. Yep. Okay, we're good.
And your homework. Is to go.
Oh no.
I know. I actually have a homework assignment this time for you. You should be afraid.
So happy.
The homework assignment is to go on YouTube, search Roadhouse Conor McGregor, and whatever the first video that pops up, that's what you're going to watch. That is your homework assignment.
Okay.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Thank you for listening to our stupid podcast.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We really appreciate it. We have an email. It's called...
it's mprphpodcast@gmail.com.
mprphpodcast@gmail.com. If you email us, you will get on the show. Let's check it, because we always promise if you email us, you'll get on the show. Guaranteed.
All right, Spotify for Podcaster has emailed us, so that's exciting. They've updated their terms and conditions. Thanks for hitting us up,
Spotify. So they were featured.
Spotify has emailed us, and they want us to sign a contract. Us up. They're changing our contract.
A contract. They want us to sign a contract that says, please never, ever make that podcast again.
If people ask you about your podcast, you can go, we're in talks with Spotify.
Usually we give people money to make podcasts. We're giving you guys money to not make this podcast.
to cease and desist, but not for legal reasons.
I don't know about you guys. If I was offered $5 a week to not make this podcast... I would jump on that deal in a heartbeat.
Immediately.
Yeah, because we always have vindication in our back pocket.
Yeah, vindication is how I retire. Like, we need to reference vindication to the point that it becomes funnier if we don't ever make it happen.
That'll just be our entire podcast career. We'll make a podcast for like 12 episodes and then pivot to a different podcast.
But it'll never be vindication. Anyways, thank you for listening to MPRPH. I have been Brother Lincoln.
Oh, normally
I could crash you from here.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to throw us off like that.
That's okay. I have been Brother John, brought to you by Granny Smith Apples.
And I have been Brother Preston. 3 is a prime number. It's a lucky number. It should not change.
See ya. We forgot to even talk about the prime number continuum motif in this film.
Let's just not.